It was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? It was enjoyable. You were the team that everyone thought would win. Everyone literally they gave up on Man City winning again for the third time in 3 years and just thought, hey, you would win your first trophy in this century after the Invincibles thing that you did in 2004. You thought if people really thought you would win again, but no, oh, it's gone. How do you lose to a team that fails to beat Brentford, that fails to beat Bournemouth? How do you lose to a team that didn't even want to win that match? They have no motivation right now, to be honest. They recently lost to Manchester City in embarrassing fashion, and you decide to lose to the same team as well. You decide to throw away 2 points in a race that you know is solely important due to the fact that you can lose this league by just 1 point. Just like last season when Liverpool kept drawing and drawing and losing and losing. That's how they lost the league, by just 1 point. And that is where you're going. You're going to lose this by just 1 point. You've already showed that when you've been given pressure, you're going to crack like an egg when I sit on it. You're going to show so much strength. You're going to show more strength than I've ever shown in my entire life, which is none. And you just crack. I mean, the beginning of this year, you started it well, and slowly but surely you kept dropping off, and you looked more like a team that was fighting for top four than a team that is bound to win the Premier League. You have tried your best, but Pep's team is just too hard to compete against. They might be 7th, 8th, even 12th, but if you keep losing and they keep winning, soon they will be first and you will be second. Just like last season. Everyone also thought last season Liverpool would win it, and it looked like that for a long time. Man City were inconsistent. There was even a time where they dropped off to like 6th or 7th on the table, but they still won, and they won by 1 point. They kept winning and winning and winning, while Liverpool kept dropping points, drawing games they're not supposed to, losing games they're not supposed to, and when they win, it wouldn't be important because they would soon follow that win with a loss. Same with Arsenal. You win against Leeds and you follow that win with a loss against Liverpool, and not just a normal 1-0 snatch and grab loss that you could say, oh, you dominated the whole game. You had 40% possession of the ball. You had 5 shots on target and 6 shots total, while Liverpool had 20 shots total and 5 were on target. You coasted the game. You went 2 goals up and you started defending. You just gave up and didn't want to score any more goals, which is not what you guys normally do. You always would want to keep scoring and keep attacking, but you decided to hold on and try to hold a 2-0 win from basically the 30th minute. And even though Liverpool have been terrible this season, that is something you don't do against Liverpool. They are an attacking team for a reason, and they kept going at you. That's why they had more shots than you. They kept the ball as well. That's why they had more possession than you. They kept trying to find the same 2 goals, and they did. And now you just look silly than you were than ever, because you're going to lose the Premier League title by 1 point. And there's nothing you can do about it. Sure, you can go this whole month and the next month winning, but you've already dropped so much points that Manchester City have an advantage. They have a game in hand. There is no chance, there is no way on God's green earth that Manchester City is going to blow that one game in hand and blow this chance. They're going to keep winning, even if it's 1-0, if it's 7-0, as long as they keep getting 3 points, they will keep getting 3 points. And you look unsure of what you're going to do. One game you're going to look like you want to score 8 goals, and then the next game you look like you're fine with just 1 goal and don't even know how to hold a lead. It's shameless. It's shameful. You're supposed to be Premier League champions. Look at Manchester City in 2016. They scored 110 goals. They kept winning games by 6, 7, 8 even though they were not supposed to. As long as it's not like they knew that the goals didn't add up to the points, but they kept on winning more than they're supposed to. They beat teams 6-0 on a regular basis. They kept hold of the possession most of the time. Even if they're not scoring, they just kept passing the ball because they knew they had to control the game by every metric, not only by just goals scored, but also the possession, the amount of shots they had, the amount of shots on target, the amount of passes, the amount of aerial duels. They had to control everything to make sure the result is safe. But with this game, you just scored the 2 goals and gave up. You gave up possession, and you gave up the aerial duels, the shots on goal. Even if they're shots that you're not going to get in, as long as they are shots, you gave up on those shots. And Liverpool literally just did a Man City and just controlled everything. They looked they looked like they're the ones who are first, and you look like they're the ones who are languishing in 5th and trying to get to top 4. That's how it looked like. You didn't have any fight. You didn't have any, dare I say it, any winning mentality at all. You look like Manchester United, the way they always just are fine with 1-0s, and whenever they score first, they just give up and don't want the ball again. I mean, you played that Manchester United. That's how you beat them 2-1. That's how you beat Manchester City last season. They just didn't want the ball and you got it. And now it's like you're just doing the exact opposite. I thought Mikel Arteta would put the winning mentality in all of Arsenal, in the Arsenal's team, but it looks like they just didn't. They, going back to the old ways, they became so comfortable that they've been first this whole time. They thought the Premier League season is done. They don't need to fight anymore, when it's literally a fight to the death, a fight to the finish, a fight until the 16th or the 12th, I don't know when, in May, and the fight until May, until the last ball is kicked, until the last whistle is blown, and that's when you stop fighting. Manchester City didn't give up last season and say, oh well, Liverpool have won it, there's nothing we can do. No, they fought for it all the way until the last game, where they, even in that same last game, they were 2 goals down. They would have just gave up and said, anyway, we're second, we've got 90 something points, we'll be good, let's just move on to next season. But no, they kept fighting. They scored 3 goals in like 5 minutes. That just shows how much they really wanted the Premier League trophy. As much as I hate saying that, they're the best winning team I've ever seen in my lifetime. Man United was better in the 90s and early 2000s, but in my lifetime, I've never seen a team that just want to win. I've never seen a team that wants to control every single time. Even if they're not winning, they're still going to control a certain part of the game. They're not winning in the scoreline, but they're going to control the possession. They're going to control the passes made. They're going to control the pass accuracy, the crosses made, the drives in, the corners. They're going to control all that until they get the scoreline to go in their favor. That's why even if they lose 1-0, 2-0, especially the match against the Manchester City derby that Man United won, Man City had more of the possession at a certain point than Man U even had. They had close to 80% possession and twice as many passes as Manchester United, but Manchester was winning. Man U was winning. And that is a team that wants to control the game. But Arsenal just showed like they just don't want to touch the ball again. 2 goals is enough. We're coasting, no one can catch us. We've got a nice lead, this and that. But this is it just goes to show that you can bring in a winning manager, you can bring in a winning team, winning players that have won this before. You can bring all that. You can bring new technology in training, you can bring new tactics, but you cannot bring in a winning mentality into the players that are there. The players that are around just have to pick it up if they want it. That's why Tottenham never win anything, because their players are used with them just not winning anything. You know, they're already used with just being called bottlers or people that don't win trophies, and that's why they don't win anything. And Arsenal just look like they're part of that type of people. Anyway, I'm done. I've talked about Arsenal too much. But yeah, my Manchester City is going to win the Premier League. I'm pretty sure everyone knew that. And if you didn't, man, shit. Okay, I'm done. This girl that thing is going from 0 to 100 in just 10 minutes. Like, they don't even know how to grind the starts. Like, don't even know how it feels. They don't even know how to be the man from start to finish. They're always just jumping from dick to dick. They think that it's funny, but